Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
Am I the only one who hates spending the night at someone else's place? Like, we can hang out until 2 a.m., but please let me still go home.
Oh no, please stay. I think that's what I was supposed to say when in reality, I couldn't wait for you to leave as soon as we were done. No one wanted you to stay, stop acting like you were handcuffed to the radiator.
Okay, so fun fact, the top 1% of men on Hinge get liked by 16% of all of the women on the platform. Let me put that into context for you. If you're a really hot guy, Harry Styles, you're at the bar, okay? And there are 300 people at the bar. 48 of those people will be stood in line trying to talk to you. That would never happen. But that is the reality of Hinge and online dating, and so people are so much pickier because you have so many more options. And a point in my last video that I didn't really make very well is that Hinge used to be tolerable. You used to be able to go on, get matches, you'd have conversations, you could go on dates. I think now Hinge is the worst it's ever been because people are so collectively done with that app that we're downloading it literally as like a game of Candy Crush when we're bored versus like an actual tool to find and meet people. It's hard to even get a like nowadays, let alone when you do get a like, have an actual conversation and take it out of the app. Like, to be honest, I don't know the solution.
I do. Stop going for that 1% when you're not even in the 16% that they'll be interested in. I don't even know where you got the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 16% of women going for the 1% of men. There's also an argument to be made that you always use the app like the Candy Crush, whatever. It used to be better, you used to meet people, you used to go on dates, and yet none of those men that took you out on dates were good enough because you're still waiting for that 1%. Good luck with your Candy Crush thingy.
Where were you January 6th? And more importantly, where were your parents January 1st of the year you were conceived? Because every time I open up Instagram this time of year, it's everybody I've ever known's birthday. I was born September 1st. You think I never did the math? My parents were like, Happy New Year! I think it's a really good time for us to start our family. Happy New Year! Yeah, they were freaking New Year's Day. What about New Year's Day makes everybody want to start a family? Some of you guys were born a little bit late. Some of you have September 15th, 16th babies. Your mom's sitting around September 1st like, well, it's been 9 months since, New Year, man. That crazy night. That crazy night. But she's like, oh, get this baby out of me. And then 10 days later, 15 days later, you were born. And now there's a billion Virgos on this planet, and every time I open up Instagram, happy birthday to my best friend.
One more proof astrology is real. It has everything to do with the day you were born, which makes you a Virgo, I think, and nothing to do with the fact that on New Year's Eve, both your parents couldn't hold their liquor and they decided to go raw.
If you're wanting to feel more safe, more connected, more empowered, and more liberated from within, no matter where you are on your healing journey, it is so important and crucial that you stop fighting against yourself, that you stop resisting and shaming who you are, how you feel, and what you need. And this is why I love inner child work and somatic healing, because somewhere in your upbringing, you learned that who you are, how you feel, and what you need is somehow wrong, bad, or invalid. And because of this, you learn to suppress who you authentically are. You learn to hide parts of yourself. You learn to suppress your needs. You learn to suppress your emotions. And you became whoever you needed to be in order to get your needs met, in order to feel some sense of safety, self, belonging, worth, and love. Which is why as an adult, you may feel very disconnected from your authentic self, from your truth, your worth, your love, your power. It's not that you don't have it, it's within you. It's that you need to reconnect to the truth of who you are underneath the layers of the pain and the trauma that you've gone through.
Yes, absolutely. There's not a single TikToker who hasn't been through pain or trauma or doesn't need to go through some healing journey to heal some bad feelings she had because when she was 10, her mommy didn't want to buy her some ice cream.
You actually only need two things to be an unusually seductive, attractive, compelling person. And it doesn't actually matter what your stats are, how rich, how good looking, what you do for a living. You can literally gaslight people into believing that you are a special person whom they want in their lives. The first one is act like your life is awesome. And that's not the same thing as acting as though your life is perfect. Most people are kind of passive and discontented and always wonder if they'd be happier if things were a little bit different. And if you simply act at peace with yourself and the life that you've chosen, people are going to wonder what your sauce is. simply being free from grass is greener syndrome automatically sets you apart from 99.9% of the human population. There is so much power over acknowledging the imperfections and hardships of your life, but taking ownership and saying, I chose this and I'm at peace with it. And if you execute this successfully, you are automatically the equal of anyone in the room simply because you are living the life that you chose.
Yeah, that's great and all, but how am I unusually blah 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 if I'm just the equal of anyone in the room? They all unusually blah 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 like me, and that's not to mention you started your video with you actually only need two things, and not even 1 minute later you forgot about the second one. Do you like fries or eggs? Yes.
They say a lady should always cross her legs because showing the crotch area of your jeans, that's unladylike. The men will sniff it out, it's too dangerous. What they don't tell you is if you don't stop crossing your legs, you're going to get a twisted pelvis, one leg shorter than the other. And then no wonder you feel like you're walking around in circles. Honestly, I think it's an agenda aimed at men, still manspreading. And you know what? My labia needs to breathe too.
I think I'm gonna have fish for dinner. I suddenly started craving fish. That's weird, but anyway, how do I put this in a most respectful way possible, talking about manspreading without seeming like I mansplain stuff to you? Oh yeah, no one cares. And if you feel like you're walking around in circles, might not be because you have a shorter leg. Maybe one side of your brain didn't fully develop, and there could be a lack of balance there.
Oh my god, yeah, it's so nice to speak to you too. I'm a bit nervous. And yeah, I mean, dating apps are so hard, aren't they? And like, so many boring conversations, like, say more than just hi, please. But I loved on your profile where you said, like, my perfect Sunday is a hike followed by a Sunday dinner. So me too. Quick fire round. Oh my god, yes, love that. Okay, you start. Ooh, pineapple on pizza. That's such a good question. I think that's not really for me though. Oh, that's your favourite. Oh, I mean, I've not tried it for like a really long time. So if you wanted to, then yeah, I'd be up for the trying. Oh, my turn. Okay. Ooh. Oh, what star sign are you? Oh my god, really? Sagittarius. I'm Taurus. We're meant to be so compatible. Hello? 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 Hello?
Yeah, that will do it for me too. What's amazing about all this is that you did just have the conversation with yourself, just staring at the phone, but when it came to asking a question about him, all you could have think of was his sign. Obviously, I'm not saying you're not a good communicator, but I think that's only valid when you're talking to yourself.
Very quick reminder, lives keep moving, so lives keep moving, so keep rocking, people. I was so sad 15 minutes ago.
I would have liked to so much more 15 minutes ago. Not because you were sad, I would have been sad with you, but at least you were quiet.
You, my dear, are not for everyone. You're an acquired taste. Maybe you're like olives. Not everyone likes olives, but olives are great. And I think that's the perfect metaphor for what it means to be a unique person in the world. The more unique that you are, the less universally understood you're going to be, but the more that the people who do understand you and see you and accept you and have an acquired taste for you are going to truly love you for your most authentic self. And I think that's beautiful.
And I think that's bananas. You are not for everyone, period. It's not that you're an acquired taste. You can be the sweetest in the world. Some people have diabetes. All of you talking about your exes being narcissists seem to forget that when you're trying to be for everyone, that's kind of a sign of narcissism.
I don't know if I'm dumb or if the people that run the state of New York are just geniuses. I was driving when one of the traffic cameras took my picture and I figured it was for speeding, but I didn't understand why. I thought I was driving pretty slow. But just to make sure, I drove around the block and I passed the same speeding camera, this time going even slower than the speed limit. But still, the camera took the picture, so at this point, I'm starting to think it's kind of funny. So I drove around the block again and drove past the camera one more time, this time even slower, recording it on Snapchat, and it caught my picture again. So I drove around again like 4 or 5 times, and I just kept laughing because I figured it was a glitch in the system. And I thought once I get the tickets, it'll be easy to dispute because the camera obviously has some defects, so I didn't really think much of it. You see, this happened about 3 weeks ago, and today I get home after a long day of work and I open up my mailbox just to see 12 tickets from the state of New York. Now, I'm smiling and laughing because I know these tickets are going to get disputed and I'm going to have a fun time with the judge. And I open up the tickets just to see that all of the tickets are for driving without a seatbelt.
Alright, and this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.